There's these stories in the media where this guy says now to Reuters, what's he say to Reuters? There's no evidence. There's no evidence, so I go to MEMRI.org, and there it is. All the evidence you could possibly need about how the military in Syria is working closely with the terrorists, closely with the mass murderers, giving them support in terms of weaponry, giving them support in terms of logistics and know-how and stuff like that. So this guy, Thomas Barak, what a disgrace. So here's our great ambassador, Mike Huckabee, who's being interviewed about atrocities that are taking place and how Israel's constantly accused of atrocities in Gaza. Update quickly. There's tons of food and medicine on unbelievable number of pallets sitting in Gaza for the United Nations to pick up and distribute. As of this broadcast, they haven't picked it up and distributed it. There are 95 18-wheelers waiting to be told where to go, waiting there. And of course, the UN is doing what the UN does. The UN works with Hamas. Hamas sells the food. Hamas uses it to extort, to threaten Palestinians there. They're shooting Palestinians alive who are starving, who want food. The Israelis are supplying as much food as they can shove into that place, but you wouldn't know it. They're committing acts of genocide, they tell us. Well, here's this interview I've been telling you about with Mike Huckabee. Go.
In the New York Times, articles pairing Israel and genocide reached levels more than 9 times higher than the peak for Rwanda, in which 800,000 people were murdered in 100 days. What is going on here? Is it a unique obsession with Israel?
It's hard to know. It's just so irrational, and it's so lacking of fact. To say that Israel has been involved in something like that is recklessly irresponsible, and it is factually off the charts untrue. If you create this idea that the Jewish people are responsible for X, Y, and Z, and all of those things are evil, you really are hearkening back to the very foundation of what led to the Holocaust, which was when Hitler and others began to say the Jewish people are responsible for all of the economic problems, are responsible for your oppression, your problems, the reason you don't have bread and you don't have a decent life. It becomes easy to target people and then to believe that if they're that bad, you ought to get rid of them. I mean, I can't tell you how really frightened I am for my Jewish friends. And it's one of the things that I believe it's my responsibility is to say, I'm not going to stand behind you. I pledge to stand with you. And for me to look the other way and pretend this isn't happening would be morally reprehensible.
He's fantastic, isn't he? And full disclosure, as I've told people over and over again, my stepson works for Mike Huckabee. And we're proud he does. He's doing a fantastic job. But no, we coordinate absolutely nothing. I don't get into what I think with them. They don't get into it with me. And I do that to protect them from me, quite frankly. Now, here's this guy I was talking about, this former head of this former head of ISIS, and the so-called reformer leader of Syria. And our friends at MEMRI TV, again, MEMRI.org, just the other day, they recorded his statements, what he was saying about the Bedouins who were slaughtering the Druze, and then they interpreted it for us. So I thought I would share it with you, and I would love to share it with the special envoy to Syria, this guy, Barak, but I don't know how to get in touch with him. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to talk to me anyway, wouldn't he? Let's take a look. Go.
الأحداث الأخيرة التي شهدتها محافظة السويداء قد شكلت انعطافة خطيرة في الوضع الأمني والسياسي في سوريا، حيث تطورت النزاعات بين مجموعات خارجة عن القانون من جهة وبين البدو من جهة أخرى.
So stop. The outlaw groups are the Druze and the Christians and other minorities who are trying to survive. So he calls them the outlaw groups, and he's patting the Bedouins. These are the terrorists that the army is supporting and so forth, that he's supporting, who are slaughtering these Druze and these Christians. Go ahead.
ما أدى إلى تفاقم الأوضاع بشكل غير مسبوق، ورغم تحذيرنا المستمر بأن غياب الدولة السورية في تلك المناطق سيؤدي إلى فوضى عارمة قد تعيد اشتعال الاشتباكات بشكل أوسع، إلا أن ما حدث بالفعل كان هو الأسوأ. ومع خروج الدولة من بعض المناطق بدأت مجموعات مسلحة من السويداء بشن هجمات انتقامية عنيفة ضد البدو وعائلاتهم.
See that? So the Druze and the Christians attacked the Bedouins when the Syrian army left. The Druze and the Christians attacked the Bedouins who had been slaughtering them when the army left. Now, this is all available. It's public. It's at the MEMRI MEMRI.org website. It's available to our State Department. It's available to our special envoy. I don't know why he's a special envoy, but there you go. Go ahead.
ما أدى إلى تهجير جماعي للسكان وخلق حالة من الرعب والفوضى. هذه الهجمات الانتقامية التي ترافقت مع انتهاكات لحقوق الإنسان.
So the retaliatory attacks, you're supposed to believe there's retaliatory attacks and that they were led to human rights violations. The Israelis had to intervene to defend these people and to protect them. That's exactly what took place. The Bedouins are being urged, and others, to slaughter them. And so this guy is so devious, so evil, and yet we put our money with him, hoping that he can turn Syria into some kind of a diverse democracy.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.